can you be in a place where you never were before and yet feel sentimental? Martin, David, Honza, Denis, and this is our holidays in Croatia.
To jsou všechno olivovníky tohle. Jo.
Today we will experience flavors that are inherent to this island for hundreds of years. And we'll begin with olive oil. Wine tasting is a common thing around the world, but olive oil tasting, not so much. And yet, the experience is more similar than you would think. And it's also an experience we found out will happen only in an hour. We at least got a recommendation for a coffee shop in a nearby village. And we were keen to get a cup, so we decided to use this opportunity and go there. A můžete se chovat trochu přirozeně. Closed. Okay. Well, this little local store and benches will do. Prosím?
Pipinku?
Ano. At this point, I got my answer. When I took a sip from a drink that tasted like Fanta I drank while I was a kid, joking about its name with people that I see more as brothers than friends, in Croatia, captured on a handheld camera like our parents did years ago. Yes, sentiment is the feeling I feel. Another hour passed and we are about to taste the olive oil. We were given many flavors like you would get of wine, and my favorite was narantia, which means orange. It smelled citrusy and yet it still had the rich olive oil taste with just a slight hint of fruitiness. We even got on food pairings like cheeses, anchovies and ice cream. And I have no clue how it tasted because there is the whole vegan situation. But by the faces around me, I think it must have been quite nice. One thing that stayed in my mind is that olive oil on Hvar is made there for over 2,500 years. It all began with ancient Greeks that brought olive oil trees there at around 384 BC. They also brought wine. And when we are on the topic of wine...
Jo, tak prostě chceš to víno. Prostě se nalej.
Let us stop for a second. Let's imagine a museum. How museum a place that introduces history and everything old looks like. So now, am I the only one surprised that it's so modern? Vinogradska zbierka, a museum of wine in Pitve. There are screens everywhere, voiceovers telling you the history of the cultivation and production of wine, contrasting with the tools and soil samples. I was honestly surprised and low-key loved it. It highlighted the contrast and made me think even more about how many generations of people were on this island before I was even born, working on something that I can enjoy today. When we get to the taste of it, I still prefer South African wines, but that didn't stop us from finishing few bottles of Pitve when we were in Croatia. If you would like to support me on my creative journey and you enjoyed this episode, subscribing is an amazing way to do that. Because one of my goals is to get 100 subscribers and get even a little bit closer to fulfilling my dream of capturing the stories of life full time. And as always, it was my pleasure to spend my time with you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!